The author Gyasi was born in Ghana, and at the age of 2, she came to the United States with her family because her father was pursuing a PhD in French literature. After that, he was seeking a tenure-track job, and they moved around the country a little bit, finally settling in Huntsville, Alabama, when Gyasi was 9 years old. And she has spoken about what it was like to grow up in a town like that in the South and to be one of the few dark-skinned people in the town. She said that as a result, she became a kind of a quiet child who spent a lot of time reading. And a big breakthrough for her was when she was in high school and she read for the first time the work of Toni Morrison. And that was so important for her to finally find a writer who looked like her and who wrote about characters who looked like her. And that really influenced her wish to become a writer. She has said that coming from an immigrant family, it wasn't exactly in her parents' plans for her to become a writer. They would rather she became a doctor or maybe a lawyer. But eventually they came around when she met with success. She has an undergraduate degree from Stanford University, after which she worked for a short time for a startup, but really wanted to pursue this dream of being a writer and was accepted to the Master of Fine Arts program at the University of Iowa, which is one of the most prestigious MFAs in the country. And at that time, she was working on the book that would become her first novel, Homegoing. And Homegoing was published when she was 25 years old. It was sold for a very big advance to the publishing company, so it got a lot of buzz. And Homegoing is the story of centuries of life of two black families who come from Ghana, each descended from a different half-sister. One side of the family stays in Ghana, and the other is sold into slavery and taken to America. And this was a huge scope of a work, great reviews, really a broad and fascinating book, and I cannot even imagine how much work and research went into creating it. This year she came out with her second book, which has proven that her talent is lasting. Sometimes you read a first book that's so good and you wonder, can they do it again? She can do it again. This second book, Transcendent Kingdom, is very different. Whereas Homegoing was 300 years of history, Transcendent Kingdom focuses on one family. Also, it takes place in Huntsville, Alabama, and looks at a family that does come from Ghana and grows up dealing with racism, confronts the opioid crisis. It's a very internal book. The main character is studying physics at Stanford and is trying to understand the causes of addiction, and it's a very intellectual book. There's a lot of thinking, a lot of science, and a lot of passion. Wonderfully written. She's really terrific. I recommend either of her books.